Hey, Grace Quotes, how you doing? Pastor Randy here. Video quote comes from Made for His Pleasure by Alistair Begg. I quote on page 16. It is hard to imagine anyone suiting up for the football game without an awareness of the sometimes bloody struggle that is about to ensue. But I have yet to see a player remove his helmet and head for the stadium exit because he finds it all too rough. Yet when it comes to Christian living, the field is evacuated quickly because the players have never read the rules nor understood the game plan. Let me ask you a question, my friends. What is God's purpose for you? Why did He come? Why did He choose to create you? Why has He opened your eyes to salvation? Is it simply to live your life and do whatever you want to do, extremely confused, and then one day join Him in heaven? Or is there a purpose for you on this earth? I was recently preaching that Christmas story from Luke chapter 2, and I think of the shepherds, and it really summarizes the heart of Christian living. It says in verse 16 from chapter 2 that when they heard about the birth of the Christ child, they came in haste. Remember that. And then a verse later, verse 17 says, they made known the statement about which they had been told about Christ. And then third, it says in verse 20, they went back glorifying and praising God for all they had heard and seen. What do we observe there? Well, first of all, we see eager worship. They came in haste. Second of all, we see Christ-centered evangelism. They saw Christ, they heard Christ, and they told others freely and joyfully about Christ. And then third, we see that they were glorifying and praising God. What a good focus for us to have today, that we would also throughout this day be worshiping God with eagerness, that we would be filled up with His Spirit, that we'd be in His Word, and that we would be sharing with others the overflow of what He's doing in our hearts, that we'd be sharing and evangelizing for Jesus, and that lastly, we'd also be glorifying and praising God. God has created you. God has redeemed you for His glory, that you might declare His excellencies, as it says in Peter, the one that called you out of darkness into His marvelous light. May there be eager worship, Christ-centered evangelism, and a desire to glorify and praise God in all things. May God bless you today. Thanks so much for watching.